Hey there, my name is Amanda Kelly, and I'm the director of the Academic Support Center here at Spring Arbor University. The purpose of this video is to outline the accommodations process for students with disabilities who are interested in pursuing accommodations at Spring Arbor University. The process has 4 different steps that I'm going to outline right now. The first step is to complete the accommodations request form that's located on the website under the Students with Disabilities section. You'll simply click that link and fill out the form, whether you're a traditional undergraduate student or if you're a global student. As soon as you submit that form, you will receive an automated email from me that outlines the medical documentation process. Medical documentation is required in order to receive accommodations at the college level. The medical documentation needs to connect with the disability that you're hoping to receive accommodations for. So this could be disability medical documentation, a diagnosis, whatever it is that you are hoping to receive accommodations for, we need that medical documentation to verify it. Now, we also could use an individualized education plan or IEP from your previous educational institution, as that documentation would also suffice to receive accommodations at the college level. As soon as you submit the accommodations request form, like I said, you're going to get an email from me that outlines next steps. Within that email, there will be a link to the information release form. I need you to click that link, and I need you to sign that form and give that directly to your medical healthcare provider. And that gives them permission to send over your diagnosis or disability information directly to me. And understand that that information is held confidentially in the Academic Support Center. We're not sharing that information with faculty or staff or anyone else other than the staff that work here in the Academic Support Center, which is myself and Amber Hollowood, who's the ADA coordinator. So after I receive that medical documentation that will be faxed directly to my office, I'm going to reach out to schedule a meeting with you. And that meeting is called the Accommodations Intake Meeting. And during that meeting, I look at the documentation that was submitted to me, but I also want to hear from you, your experience, and what it's like for you to live with your disability or diagnosis in the classroom setting. And I'm going to ask you specifically, how do you learn best? And what are some barriers that you've experienced in the past that have prohibited you to demonstrate what you know? Because at the end of the day, accommodations are all about providing you access by removing barriers so that you have the ability to demonstrate what you know in the classroom setting. So then the final step is step 4. And that is where, after we've met, I'm going to assign some reasonable accommodations. Then you're going to be sent your visa letters from Amber Hollowood, who's our ADA coordinator. VISA stands for Verified Individual Services and Accommodations. You will be sent a visa letter prior to each course starting for the remainder of your time at Spring Arbor University. Now, it's your responsibility to give that visa letter to your instructor. And we encourage you to do that on the very first day of classes, because that's your way of indicating that you want to use those accommodations in the course moving forward.
Hi, I'm Amber Hollowood, and I will be sending you your visa letters, and so you'll be getting emails from me, and I will help coordinate your accommodations here at Spring Arbor.
It's important to note that accommodations at the post-secondary level guarantee access, whereas accommodations at the high school level, they guaranteed success. So an accommodation that guaranteed success at the high school level may not necessarily be granted at the college level. Okay, so I have to look at 2 different elements when assigning accommodations. One is making sure that the accommodation is guaranteeing access for you to demonstrate what you know. But also, on the other hand, I need to ensure that this accommodation doesn't alter the integrity of the course or lower any course objectives. Because at the end of the day, I want to ensure that you walk away with the same college degree as everyone else. I want that for you, and I'm sure you want that for you as well. I like to think of accommodations as a racetrack analogy. If you can picture in your mind a racetrack and racers that are about to go one time around the track, at the beginning of that starting point and they're at the starting line, they stagger those racers because the people on the outer edge, they're gonna be running twice as long if they started at that same starting point as everyone else. But at the end of the day, they're running the same race as everyone else, right? That's how I look at accommodations. We stagger it a little bit so that people with disabilities are able to demonstrate what they know, but they're still running the same race as everyone else. And for me, the race ultimately is to help you get to your college degree at the end of the day, and making sure that it's the same race, the same college degree as everyone else. So we're not lowering any objectives, we're not lowering any standards. So no, it's not getting an unfair advantage by any means. It's really leveling up the playing field so that you can demonstrate what you know and run that race and not having to run twice as long around the racetrack in order to get there.
Hi, my name is Christy Johnston. I'm a senior in the psychology program, and I'm here to talk about my journey with my disability. So my journey really starts with my first semester here. I'm also a transfer student, but I really struggled with classes. Paying attention, time management were not a thing. So I went to my primary healthcare provider to talk about why I was struggling so bad, to see if there was something I could do. And she suggested getting tested for inattentive ADHD. So I went that route. And then after I met with Amanda and said, here's my diagnosis slip. Is there anything that you guys could provide for me in the ACS office? And thankfully there is. I have accommodations for my iPad for digitized texts, my iPad's for note-taking, and I have extended time so I can come here and take it in a quiet place without any distractions, which is wonderful. And now I'm doing so much better academically because I have those accommodations to help me be able to just say, hey, I can focus on my iPad and write notes. Or the digitized text, I can listen to the book and then write my notes on the side. And extended time, like I mentioned, just helps me be in a quiet place to take my tests.